Hey everyone, hope you're having a better day, and I hope this video finds you well, however it finds you. But lately, things in life haven't exactly been going the best, at least on my end. They were getting better, but now I honestly don't. Um, I don't know who's gonna be watching this or would watch it all the way through, but basically what's been going on is I'm kind of in a tough place now. Like, sorry. Um, when you're a kid and you have all these like aspirations, goals, or whatever, and you try your best to achieve them, and you either get them or you don't, or you realize something that you didn't realize growing up. Like, for example, like if you wanted to be a nurse or a doctor, you just wanted to help people, or you had a loved one who passed away and the doctors didn't know how to help them, but you wanted to find a way to help them. Stuff like that. And super wholesome reasons, nothing wrong with that. But then you got older and you realized that you needed like almost 12 plus years on schooling, or excuse me, need to spend 10 to 12 years on just schooling. And after you graduate college, you wouldn't necessarily just be a nurse, you'd have to go into residency sometimes. Stuff like that. It's kind of becoming a similar case for me. I'm not a nursing student, obviously, because if I was, you'd be seeing me goofing off with friends in lab coats, or scrubs. But I understand that a lot more now. Especially, this could just be growing pains too, but I've come up to a point in my life where I figured I should know what I'm doing, or I have an idea kind of what I want to do. But then I realize, like, everything's expensive. Rent's expensive. College is expensive. Half the world says trade schools are getting expensive or not worth it anymore. So I'm just kind of stuck in this kind of rut in life. And it scares me. Sorry for getting emotional. But I honestly don't know what I want to do with my life. And everyone's just like, try this, try that. And it's like, I can't just try it because it's expensive or that opportunity isn't near here. And then you got peers, mainly family, who get set in stone of one way of doing things. Like, there's so many kids in my generation. Sorry, there's a garbage truck going by. But I think this goes a lot farther than just my generation. I'm part of Gen Z. But I'm honestly stuck. Because if you don't do the pathway that your mom or dad wanted for you, or whoever wanted for you, then you're kind of almost harassed. And they'll be like, oh, why don't you just try a few courses at the local college or something like that? And it's like, that's a nice idea and I would love to, but also that's like $500 a class, regardless if you make a grade or like it or not. And then they just keep pounding that into you. And it gets you feeling rather down and depressed with yourself. I'm gonna be honest. And you keep saying like you're looking into things, or you're looking into things, or you haven't decided yet, and they're like, well, don't you have at least some idea of what you want? And then you lie through your teeth and basically wince when you say yes. And then, sorry, I'm saying that a lot. They just keep asking. And they're like, I'm just trying to see what you like or figure some stuff out with you. And you're like, and you appreciate the effort, but the way they do it often isn't a good way, in my thought, or at least with my experience, because they'll use a tone of voice that sounds like they're ripping apart at you and just being all judgy. And you know in your heart they're not, but oftentimes it feels like they are. And it just becomes a shouting match every time. And then you say you don't want to do trade school or college or something like that. Then they'll be like, well, what do you want to do? And then you say, I don't know. There's not a really lot of choices. Everyone just says, oh, do what you're passionate about, or do what makes you happy, or this or that. It's like, I can appreciate that, but at the same time, if I do what makes me happy every day, does that thing still make me happy though? That's like saying you're gonna eat cake every day and not expect to get tired of the taste. And I get it, it's different, but still. It irritates me how it always becomes a shouting match and how you even express different things to them. Like, if you had a bad experience in college, you could say that I don't want to go to college for A reason or B reason, and like they'd never bat an eye at that, but then like not even like a month later or a couple weeks later, when you gonna go to college? Have you thought about any schools yet? Have you applied anywhere yet? It's like, no, I literally just told you I don't want to go to college. And then they start doing this weird guilt tripping thing where they're like, oh, I know you didn't have the best um experience at college A, but you could try college B or C. It's like, yeah, I could try there, but again, that's expensive. And what if I do get stuck with a shitty teacher again, or whatever the reason was happens again? Is that a little paranoid? I Yes, but at the same time, I think it's somewhat validated. But I guess it's your own opinion. It just really gets on my nerves when you try to explain something to someone, mainly like to a parent or guardian or just an adult in your life, and you're still a kid. I say that, and half my generation is already in their 20s. But it's just frustrating when you're trying to explain this and they view it as, oh, you just don't want to go to college because you're scared of the amount of money you're gonna lose or whatever. It's like, yeah, because I don't want to go into crippling debt, Mom. That's why I'm scared of it. It's not something you should do on just a whim. Like, it's a lot. And I feel like a lot of parents or guardians, when they hear that their kid doesn't want to go to college, especially with how much it was pushed in like the early 2000s, like, if your kid doesn't go to college, you'll wind up by the river on a bus or something not like that, in a bus or van or whatever. Like, I get that, but at the same time, they don't understand that I'm not trying to be an asshole. Oop, excuse me. Excuse my language, but I'm not trying to be a jerk and say Like, college sucks. College shouldn't exist. All collegers are shucky. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that I had a bad experience with college and I don't want to go. At least not right now, currently. Or I'm genuinely worried about the price, so I'm not gonna go. Well, couldn't you just get student loans? I don't want to be in crippling debt all my life. Well, you won't be in crippling debt if you just find a job. Yeah, it always turns into one of those shouting matches. And I'm not trying to degrade colleges. Like, there are so many great colleges out there. So many. And there's a lot of great teachers that make those days worthwhile. But there's quite a few colleges who are just absolutely rotten apples of the batch. And teachers who don't honestly give two shakes of a lamb's tail about you. They're just doing their job how they want to do it, and they don't care if they get paid. Well, sorry, I misspoke there. They do matter if they get paid. They do care if they get paid. But they don't care if all the kids pass. They're just doing their job because it's something they're passionate about, or were passionate about, or they're just doing it because they got tenure or whatever. But yeah. Well, like I said, I don't know who's all gonna find this video or watch it all the way through. It's just kind of more of a rant for me, so I apologize for all the rambling, but I've just been dealing with some stuff at home that's really been irritating me, and I guess I just need to get it out in one way or another. But I hope you guys are having a better day than I have, and if you made it all the way through to here, I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed my ramblings, uh, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.